Grand Rising and Great Tidings, Adepts and Initiates, welcome back. So, how is it that we're able to better connect? And in that connection, how are we able to truly not just be in relationship with ourselves, but with the world around us? Let's jump into it. So when we talk about connection, often we think about, just connection with our body, connection with our mind, connection with our emotions, which are all really great things to connect with. Yet how is it that we can actually begin to connect with our higher self, that pervasive consciousness that exists within inside of ourselves and within each and every person? Because as we connect within, we can connect better and relate better to the world around us. Now, this is where things get to be a little tricky, because a lot of the world as it is today, it's more outward focused. We're focusing on our careers, we're focusing upon relationships, we're focusing upon our children, we're focusing upon the environment, and all of that is energy that goes out and away. And as that energy, in this case in relationship to attention, where does our attention flow? As it goes out and away, we are spending our energetic budget. Now, our energetic budget is basically the vital life force energy that we have, and how is it that we direct it. Now, specifically, that comes to our attention. Now, often we think of that as conscious attention, right? What is it that I'm consciously focusing upon right now? I am consciously focusing upon making this video, allowing this to be expressed and to be shared. Subconsciously, though, is where things get to be a little more tricky. And in that case, what we have are basically levels of awareness and depths of relationship. And that's what we're going to be talking about today. So when we talk about what's known as the Trinity of Consciousness, then we have our conscious mind, right? Now, if we're talking about this in terms of magnitude, this would sort of be a kind of like a pocket calculator in terms of what it's capable of processing. Beneath that, the subconscious mind. Now, generally speaking, in terms of all things earthly related, this has the power. Often, because it is not just the thoughts that we are consciously thinking, it is the beliefs, it is the values, it is the emotions, and the memory of these experiences that are all stored here. Now, the thing about that is that the subconscious mind is more like, if conscious mind is a pocket calculator, then the subconscious mind is like a powerhouse desktop computer. It has leaps and bounds more capacity, functionality, and capabilities. Now, the thing about that is that in the conscious and the subconscious, there's a dynamic that plays out there, yet all of it is encompassed within our superconscious mind. Now, our superconscious mind, put differently, pocket calculator, conscious mind, powerhouse desktop computer, right? Subconscious mind, quantum thinking, AI algorithms, kind of the superconscious mind. It is something that is present in all things. If we put it a little bit differently, then, if we had a tree, then the conscious mind would be our leaves. The subconscious mind would be the branches that head out, that allow the trees and the leaves to come together. Now, the superconscious mind then would be on this tree, would be the roots themselves, the earth, and the network of that rooted system within the earth itself. And so there's levels and there's layers to it, and there's levels and there's layers to you as there is to me. Conscious, subconscious, superconscious mind. Now, the great thing about this is that because of these levels of mind, it also ties directly into our depth of relationship. When we look at the depth of relationship, and this is really where the magic can happen, we have our relationship to ourselves, right? And let's say that's our intra-personal relationship. That's my relationship with me. That is my awareness of my emotions, my emotional intelligence. That is my sensation of my body. That is how I have an awareness of my own beliefs. Now, how I relate to myself, how I connect within, directly affects how I relate to those around me. And so we go one level out then, which would then be our interpersonal relationships. These would be the people that we are closest to, the people that we love, our family, our friends, those that we are partners with, so on and so forth. This is how we relate to the world around us and those specifically within our inner circle. Now, outside of that then comes another sphere, and I would say that's where our professional relationships can exist. These professional relationships are going to be those that we are in service to, right? How are we being in service in the world? How are we showing up? What are those services that we offer to those who are seeking out our support? And that's what professional comes down to be. Lastly, I would say, I'll put this on the bottom because I'm running out of space up top, is community. Now, community comes into who is it that we are in service with. Now, when it comes down to that gets to be really interesting because often we think of people as being the biggest part of our community. However, I would also say it's a relationship to land and the environment at large. So how I relate to myself is how I may treat others, is how I will be in service and in service with, which is pretty huge because if we go back one step, if my conscious thought is that I want to create a business, a platform to share and to express and to be handsomely compensated for it, and my subconscious calls bullshit, things aren't going to work out so well. And so what we want to be able to do is not even necessarily fully deal with all of this. Now, I'm not saying that we don't want to process that emotion. I'm not saying that we don't want to sit with, those core source wounds. What I am saying is, if we're so focused upon the tree and not digging into the roots, then we're missing something. So that super consciousness, the super conscious mind, is a powerhouse of potentiality and opens up larger possibilities for each and every one of us. And so as we look at that then, one of the things that we want to do, especially in this line of quantum wizardry, is to be able to access the superconscious mind. Now, the superconscious mind, though, moves often through the filter of the subconscious mind. However, there are tools, technologies, and techniques that we can leverage so that we can access this, the rich nutrients, the nourishment, the energy, the intelligence, the consciousness of us at the highest level, to process through our subconscious, to then to be able to consciously engage this. And in doing so, be able to have a deeper relationship with ourselves, within, to be able to have a better relationship with others around us, those we are closest to, sharing in life's journey and companionship with, those that we are in service to, providing that expression of ourselves to create an impact and difference, and then also the community at large. So, more on this in a bit. We'll go a little bit further in terms of how we can actually do that. However, that's it for now. Love and aloha. Take care. And ahui ho.